don't know. I keep changing the way I do my streams every time. So sometimes I use OBS, sometimes I use the webcam thingy on YouTube Live. But yes, day 23, 27th of November, technically Black Friday. I bought nothing. Absolutely nothing. I feel like I spoke for a long time and nothing was actually being recorded or shown. I feel like also that the speaker might not be, I mean the microphone. Can you guys hear me? Yes, I absolutely have no idea what today is going to be about. Thank you, random people that like to keep popping in and popping out. But yes, it is, like I said, it's Friday the 27th, Black Friday. I bought nothing. Actually, no, I ordered fairy lights. Like, I got these little ones, but I actually wanted a whole wall of them because I've realized when I have like distracting things behind me, the students are more likely to try to interact. They're like, "What's that behind you, miss?" So yeah. But yeah, so I'm so glad it's Friday. Like this week has been so tiring, but it went by so quickly at the same time, so it was really confusing. And I'm hoping next week will be a lot more relaxed. But yeah, so I actually have nothing to talk about today. I have no topics. I have no ideas. I was too lazy to do a game. My last student didn't turn up at all. Sent multiple texts, multiple phone calls, no response. So I'm just gonna wait and see what happened. It could be something happened and they couldn't make it, and they were too busy to let me know because I probably didn't even factor into whatever. So I'm just gonna wait for their response. I left the house today, like more than just going to what was that word? Yeah, more than just going to buy chicken and chips. I actually went into Village today. Drove my car for the first time in that week. Keep thinking I should get a new car, but then I think I can't be asked to pay the money. Like, it works. My little car does everything it needs to do. I need to upgrade its tires and brakes. But otherwise, my little bluey is like working very well, considering how old it is. It hasn't even reached 50,000. I haven't even gotten to 50,000 miles on my car yet. That's how often I don't drive. Like, I should drive more. But then it's like, can I be bothered? Driving in London is a nightmare. Like, where I live is not London. Like, I guess we could kind of be called the suburbs. We've got like more space and like a lot more greenery and less high-rise buildings, although they're actually starting to creep in a bit in Woolwich. But yeah, it's pretty suburban here. It's mostly houses that were like Victorian or Edwardian houses, spaced out, nice quiet roads. All you hear is like the occasional bus or an occasional car. It's pretty nice. But anywhere that I've ever needed to work in London, if I ever tried to leave my borough to go into London, the traffic is crazy, especially now that they've gotten rid of, like, they've made the roads narrower to make the wider bike lanes. Like, they were during the lockdown, a lot of people didn't want to get public transport, and most people were working from home because everyone was locked down. So because people were afraid of getting public transport and they reduced the number of buses anyway, people started to cycle. So they thought, oh, let's make it nicer for the cyclists. So they made the roads, the cycle lanes wider and made the roads narrower. So it's like worked perfectly well for cyclists, but it's annoying for cars. Like, was it a couple months ago? I tried to leave the city. I need to go somewhere for work, and it took 3 hours to get out of London because I made a mistake of going through the city. I was an idiot. I should have like gone straight onto the motorway. I should have jumped on A2 to straight around on M25. But I have this thing where I don't like motorways. I don't like driving fast. I don't really like driving much. I don't know. But yeah, so like I can drive. I'm a safe driver. I'd like to follow the rules, but I don't like going on a motorway. It just terrifies me because I don't know. I don't know. I just don't like it. And then all like I got my brother loves to change lanes constantly. He's going in and out and in and out all over the place, and I'm just like, and like I'll either be in the left lane the most or in the middle lane. Like if I see a lorry, I'll be like, go into the middle, go around it, go back into the left. No. It all works out for me. But yeah, I need to get over my. Oh, and the thing that my family loves to laugh about is the fact that I don't like making right turns. So unless there is a traffic involved, I avoid right turns. Like I've literally planned my journeys on the fewest right turns. Even if traffic lights are involved, I try to plan my journey with the fewest right turns. But if I do need to make right turns, I will use the traffic lights. And my brothers get so mad when I'm driving because it's my car. So if I'm driving, like if we're going somewhere, most of the time I'm driving because it's my car. Or if I really, really don't want to drive, I'll get my younger brother to drive it, though he hates it because he's 6'6" and my car is not made for 6'6" people. So yeah, so I don't like right turns, and then I will literally plan journeys where I'm doing everything left. Like even when I'm coming back from the town, like from village home, the journeys I take all do left turns where I don't have to do right turns. And when my very first driving lesson, there's a traffic light near the end of my road. And on my way back, my driving instructor, this is my very first lesson, by the way, first time I'd ever been behind the wheel of a car. It was a manual car. Traffic light is at the top of a hill, and I needed to turn right into my road. I'm at the traffic light. I stall, I think 6 or 7 times. The traffic light changes on me 3 times from red to green. Everyone behind me is honking because I am holding up all the cars. I am literally single-handedly causing a traffic jam in the area because I can't reach the biting point on the clutch so I can actually go forward. My instructor's sitting there and he's like, oh, you're not there. I'm like, of course I know I'm not there because we haven't moved. And he's not helping me. Like, he literally has controls himself. He could have easily moved the car for me and helped me turn. But no, he was like, I'm trying to teach you. And you're not teaching me. All you're doing is making me cry. And like, he finally did help me. That's the only reason we moved, because he helped me. We went forward. Then I went onto the road, we parked up. I get out of the car and I said to him, I don't know if we're going to work well together. And he's like, oh, you're just terrified. I was like, of course I'm terrified. This is my very first lesson. You knew I'd never done this whole biting nonsense. Like, if anyone doesn't know what biting is, it's getting the clutch to a certain level so that so you can put the accelerator down. And it's annoying. That's why I drive automatic now. But I was like, you're not actually helping me. And he's like, oh, but it's you get the hang of it. I was like, of course I'll get the hang of it, but this is my first lesson. And after I stalled the first time, you should have helped me so I wouldn't cause traffic behind me, because that just made me more nervous. And he's like, oh, no. Like, you needed to learn, blah, blah. And I was just so mad. And I refused to have a lesson with him for like 2 weeks. But then I was like, I really want to get my license. So I went back. Plus, he was like a family friend. And I was kind of annoyed that my parents were like, oh, he's tried. Go do a lesson with him. I left him after a while because I realized we don't work well together. And then the other instructor I had was like, yeah, you barely learned anything. He was terrible. I was like, I know, he was terrible. Also, on my very first lesson, we got a flat tire. So it was supposed to be a 2-hour block lesson. He drove from my house to like an area that was a couple of miles away that was like more residential, quieter, so I could learn to practice. And then like as soon as he parked the car, the tire just went like just burst. So then we get out and I'm like, what's going on? He goes, oh, we've got a flat tire. You're going to learn how to change a tire. I'm like, I'm going to learn to what? No, thank you. Like, you can change it yourself. I'll stand here and watch. And it ended up he couldn't even undo the bolts and he was struggling with it. It was just, and then, yeah, so I think I wasted like 30 minutes of the lesson. Like, it took about 15 minutes to drive to the area. 30 minutes was spent on him changing the tire. Then we spent like 20 minutes talking and him explaining all the functions of a car. Then we drove for a little bit and then we was like, okay, after like 5 minutes, like, yeah, we need to head back because your lesson's over. And I was like, oh, you're not going to give me extra time because I'm not the one who made the tire burst and I'm paying for this? Doesn't seem fair. He was like, no, it's not your, like, it's nothing I can do. We need to go. And that was why I was like proper mad anyway, because so the tire burst and I caused traffic and I couldn't do a right turn. And then another thing is there was a couple times when I was right. So the sad thing about the way I got my license is that I failed my driving test 5 times. I don't even like talking about it, to be honest. 5 times I failed it. 5 times with a manual car. I failed it 5 times with a manual car. 3 of the 5 times I failed it is because I couldn't do a proper right turn. Once was due to hesitation, like too much hesitation, especially at roundabouts. And I think it was 2 roundabouts. I don't like roundabouts because roundabouts require you to go right. I don't like going right, as I've said. And then what was the 4th one? The 5th one, the first test I actually failed was because another car came out of nowhere from behind another car. Like, it was parked up and then it just came out into the road. I stopped, but then the instructor was like, you should have known he was going to come out. I was like, how? He didn't indicate. There was no like reason for me to know that he was going to come out. And they were like, oh, but that's still your fault. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, your reason for failing me is stupid. And I don't think she liked the fact that I said that, but I'd already failed, so what was the point? So I was like, yeah, it is stupid. So 5 times. And then what happened is my theory was expiring, and then my mom went, do you know what, just go for your test, get it over and done with. And then my dad goes to me, why are you doing your lessons in a manual car and doing a test in a manual car? I was like, why? And he says to me, I'm getting you a car, I'm giving you my car, it's an automatic. Why bother with the manual? We can just do an automatic test. And he goes, and upgrade it later on. And I was like, that's not a bad idea. So I did the test. So I had 3 weeks before my theory was expiring. I called up, what was the company? It was AA. Lovely guy. I can't remember what his name was right now. Lovely guy, like proper English guy. And he was like trying, like he didn't make it awkward. He didn't ask me any weird questions. He was just the nicest guy ever. I had 5 lessons with him. 5 1-hour lessons, 5 1-hour lessons with him. And then on my theory was expiring on the 27th of August. I did my test on the 27th of August and passed after 5 hours of learning how to drive automatic. And then, like, when we were done, I said to the lady, oh, have I failed again? And she goes, no, you passed, everything's fabulous. And I was like, are you kidding? I literally walked into the house with the biggest smile on my face, and mom was like, oh, you passed, well done. But yeah, so like it was amazing. I was like, how has this guy managed? And then the things he taught me as well, I never been taught by the other 2. And it wasn't even like, it was literal like tricks for how to do parking and like that sort of stuff. And it was stuff that is useful, like how to do like reverse parking easier, how to parallel park easier, how to do 3-point turn a lot quicker and safer. And I was like, okay. And then it was actually really cool. So yeah, so I managed to pass on my 6th go. Hey Steve, when is Kahoot. Kahoot is tomorrow. It is tomorrow. So tomorrow at 6 p.m. is when we're going to do Kahoot. You are welcome to join us as long as it's just you and not others. I don't know why, but yeah. So as long as you're more than welcome to join us, as long as it is just you and you leave your bots at home. Yeah. I hope so. Like, I'm not upset about it anymore. I'm laughing. It's fine. But yeah, you're more than welcome to join. Is there any topics you want and that we should do? Because I can say it up beforehand. Logos, as in company logos, car logos. Okay, yeah, you can do that. Just send it to the Discord. That will actually make it a bit easier. But yeah, so I passed my driving test on the 6th go, which is probably why I hate driving and I really avoid right turns. I think I'll grow out of it eventually. I've been driving for 10 years, but I'll grow out of it eventually. But yeah. But yeah, no, I tell a lot of people, like most people tend to get automatic cars now anyway, so no one really does manual tests or the manual lessons. But regardless, if you get the manual license, you can drive an automatic, so just go straight for automatic anyway, and you can upgrade it after a year, I think. Yeah, I think it's after a year you can upgrade it. And it's like £35 small test. I haven't upgraded it yet after all these years that I've said I'm going to, but I'm just gonna stick with driving automatic. It's just so much easier. But yeah, I really had nothing to talk about today. I'm surprised I actually managed to waffle for this long. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here actually. So Kahoot is tomorrow, and yeah. Oh, I started a new book. That was it. That's what I wanted to get away. And probably why I did it earlier as well. So I'm gonna eat something. I really want a cup of tea. I already had 2 today. It's a bit late as well. I have decaf, but yeah, I'm gonna have a cup of tea, and then yeah. So Kahoot tomorrow should be fun. I'll see you guys then. Enjoy your night, and hopefully you find wonderful deals for Black Friday. If anyone knows about any new iPhones, let me know, because my one doesn't want to behave, and a new one. But see ya.